state.
Yeah, and we're live. So you are that, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I'm the.
Cool.
I don't want to say the other part because then we'll really get in trouble.
All right. Well, welcome to the Aftercast, guys. Episode 29, the Late Night Transformers podcast. I'm your host, Victory Saber 77, and tonight's topics are going to be on knockoffs, and I have some other topics that we're going to kind of discuss. But let's get some introductions out of the way. I'm going to go with you, Charles, since we haven't seen you for a while. See if it works for you. But go ahead and introduce yourself and tell everyone there where they can find you.
Anyway, thanks for that Google Hangouts. But yeah, I'm Charles. I'm on Twitter at Optimus4Prez and Instagram at Optimus4Prez.
And Chris.
Barrett Prime Games on Facebook and YouTube.
And Dakota.
Nagaba Primal Sabbath. That's drunk for hello, guys. I'm Dakota.
Dalton.
I'm Dalton. You can find me on Twitter at DaltoniansTFs and on YouTube at DaltoniansTFs.
Jay.
I'm Jay. You can find me on Twitter at NemesisJazz13.
And Josh.
Hello. You can find me, G1 Hextron, on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, and my Facebook page, the G1 Hextron.
And I'm Victory Saber 77, something with sevens, and you can find me on Twitter and YouTube. So, but all right. So, getting into the first. Well, before we get into the topic, any hauls?
Go
Go
ahead, Dalton. No.
Dalton,
He always likes to go first when it comes to hauls.
got some stuff again, Dalton. Damn.
Well, just one thing, so I'll just get out of the way. I went ahead and picked up Slash.
Right on.
Oh, that's the
The
wrong
green
Slash, man.
What took you so long, man?
Well,
I thought he
I
got the
did
wrong
see
Slash,
it.
though.
Well, they didn't have the Ninja Turtles one at my Walmart, so.
All right.
The ones making
All right.
But I did see it on Saturday morning last week, so I picked it up Sunday. So,
Okay.
not a bad figure.
Cool. Anyone else?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got quite a bit of awesome stuff in. I got the whole BotCon 2008 box set.
Charles got kicked.
God. That's what Charles got, getting kicked. Got the whole BotCon 08 box set, so yay. I also picked up Nexus Maximus in his entirety, but not that Nexus Maximus, the Transformers Nexus Maximus. So.
All right.
I can tell you what Charles did not get is some new internet bandwidth.
Yeah. Sorry, Charles.
Might need to call him and say I need an upgrade, or contact them and be like, yeah, so I can't be on the internet.
No kidding.
I got a couple of things.
Right.
The Nick Turtles sewer play set, and also the Turtle Van. Also got KFC Cincho Barbosa, and there's something else, but I just can't remember what it is. But
All right.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad, especially for the price too.
Yeah.
Now, not to interrupt, but I think you might have mentioned it in the review, but how good is the actual plastic quality?
Oh, evidently you didn't watch the review.
Yeah. So Dalton, you're gonna have to go back and watch the review because I explained that. For Cincho Barbosa, it's thin. I think I repeated myself a few times.
I meant
that if you're gonna transform this multiple times, do not get it. If you're someone that maybe transforms it, maybe does a review, you like Brave figures, it's pretty awesome. But it's not gonna hold up. Like there's too many things that you have to be so delicate with every single time. Especially whenever you fold the back fins and you fold them over because of the way the tail comes down for tucking it in that cavity to make the back and reveal the head and bring in the torso to the waist. They can't snap those together or drill those holes or glue them together. They has to be loose. So there's these two super thin pieces of plastic to where if you're careful every single time, you won't have any problems. But one day, you're not so careful, you will break it. And you're not going to transform it again. And you're going to have a broken $80, $85, figure. So for me, transform it like 5 times. It's going to sit on the shelf. It's going to be in a cool pose. It's going to be my masterpiece, Captain Shark. It's fine.
Okay. Here's a question for you, though, Josh.
Josh,
Now-
what scale's it in? I'm sorry. I just had to.
Oh, you son of
I
a...
had to ask my dumb question too. I'm sorry, Dalton. It was a good question.
Well, if you watch the full review,
No, dude.
Well,
at the end there was like a few size comparisons there.
All right. For my
for-
question, it wasn't in the video. Now, in the show, he's got the Galactic Buster, or whatever it's called. Essentially, he hooks Avenger to his shoulder. Now, let's say KFC, KTC, Keith's Toys, whatever they want to call themselves, decides to do an Avenger. Do you think that figure can hold the weight, or be able to, you can have that construct on top of his shoulder somehow, or would it break?
Well, let's get it real quick. Right here is where you would put that part. So if you took this piece out, which is really tight, there is a hole in here where you plug that piece in. Now the shoulder doesn't go up and down right here. This joint, it seems good enough to where it could take some weight. Like I'm putting some force down on it, and I'm pressing it down, so it would sit there.
Okay.
But the only way that you could plug it in is you have like a little peg right here on the inside, which is actually meant for plugging in the hole on the opposite side there. So that's the only peg that connects these two back tail fins together. But you'd have a peg hole there that you could work with, and then the hole in the back of the shoulder that you could work with.
Okay.
I just don't.
So it probably won't happen.
I don't know how. I don't think it's something that would happen, and I don't know if you'd want to, because that, then you get into it being looking all weird looking. Because Avenger, he's going to be huge.
Yeah.
So, and I think they would just do better on their own. It'd be a nice little kind of throw-in thing, like with the Star Saber, Masterpiece Star Saber. You didn't have to make him a Brain Master, but you did, so I like it. But if you didn't, I wouldn't have been extremely disappointed. I still get the figure. It's one of those things. Just like he can't turn into his little, tank mode or anything like that, which, all right, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Any other hauls, Chris, Jay, anything?
Not exactly a haul, but I did make a semi-custom. I'm still in the middle of it though. Where is it? Scoping up. Basically, I don't know if my camera will actually pick it up, but he's really gnarly battle damaged. But I won't focus on it. But you can see like the holes in it. Basically, all I did is get a screwdriver, heat it up, so it's literally glowing red hot. So he's like got gun moon shield and then like different textures. So you've got like ones is like his armor is like slightly melted on parts, and through his visor as well. He's got you can't really see it, but he's got like a gunshot by there, and he's been like slashed through his eye and doing stuff around. But yeah, it's a work in progress. I only spent like I think half hour, 45 minutes on doing it, but I'm just kind of like going along, see where I end up with it, and then basically realize I'll end up like too crap and like, okay, I gotta get a new one. But yeah, that's generally what I do with like figures, because what it is on his actual shoulder, it's like a bracket, and it keeps his shoulder in check, but basically it snapped off. So that's all I do with like my semi-broken figures, is I just think, well, if you're broken, I might as well make you battle damage or some way. So
Going to torture
I
you.
do with them, yeah. But it's coming
Dude,
along.
you have so many battle damage toys then, huh?
That was actually already broke. It was super glued prior. I've had that for like 2 years, and transformed it to where is Scorpion and then his jet, and yeah, transformed him the other week, and it just broke. I was like, project time. So
You are
Chris-
Sid in Toy Story, aren't you? Just that kid next door that's going to do something with those toys.
Like, Chris, whenever you
Probably
get new
something.
figures in, do you even read the directions, or do you just say, you know what, it's going to end up broken anyway, so let's just try to do this?
Oh,
I
transform.
I don't really read the instructions that often. I just go off reviews.
And okay, that's fine. You do have a couple of comments here. One is Alphatron92. He says, "Sup guys, what do you guys think about Mastermind Creations Hexatron reissue with the resculpts and different paint decos? Have irritated some people with this reissue." So I guess he's talking about the Shadow Emissary, or however you say that.
No, there's a
No.
reissue.
Yeah, they reissued it. It's like with different weapons, isn't it?
Chrome
Yeah, it's got,
weapon,
like,
but doesn't
chrome
come with
stuff.
insurance.
The
So,
katana or size or whatever it is.
yeah.
See,
So
I
we all
thought
talk at
that
once.
you-
Bam!
Okay, so they're actually reissuing Hexatron with just chrome weapons?
Yeah.
And
Chrome
better
weapons,
guns.
new face, new chest piece, missing the throwing stars, missing the comic book, and giving people that extra chance if you missed out on Hexatron for
$40.
$135. Yeah, 135, something like that. Pre-order now. Limited run, they also stated, supposedly.
Oh, don't forget that.
Oh,
So-
I just sold my Hexatron for like 170, so I'm happy.
But
It's
it's nice if you don't want to pay that horrible prices, at times. So, if you want. Well, what?
And it's hard to find these things on eBay. Like mine was bidding, and I think I sold it for like 170. But like if you go on there and look, there's only like 5 of them that are actually the Hexatron and not the black version.
Mhm.
And those are all buy it nows, and they're $200 plus. And I was like, well, that's that's a little ridiculous. I wouldn't pay that.
Yeah.
But you also have another comment from Deke. Dakota.
Is that it?
Yep, that's the comment.
Nice. Buy a
Dakota,
memory
sign
card.
out.
Sign
Sign out of your secondary account, man.
out.
Giving yourself shout-outs.
Yeah, dude. Don't forget about it.
Wasn't the Shadow Emissary the one that's... I think it's sold out at BotCon. Pretty much from everyone.
Maybe.
I saw a
It's
lot
like-
of people with that in their hands, which was kind of odd.
It's funny because I saw less Guardian in everyone's hands, and I figured Guardian would have
Yeah,
boom, I thought that thing would have been gone.
yeah. Warden was the one that flew off the shelves, at least that captured Prey. Who,
Yeah.
I think they're the ones that had it, but yeah, Warden.
No,
was the one.
Ace's Toy Store had him too.
Oh, okay.
You know, it also flew off Captured Prey's booth or shelves was
Really?
the masterpiece coins.
Really?
Someone stole.
That's just,
Oh, dude, I remember that. That was
Yeah.
pretty.
I knew where he was going with that, and
He was pissed. Orson was pissed. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah. You know what? You should have. That sucks.
Brad wasn't doing his job then.
Someone stole from. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Brad
Dude,
was on the
he-
other side of
Yeah.
the table, though. It was Orson.
Dude, those guys were moving. Like, I thought, I'm a pretty big guy and I move pretty quick at my job, but I've never seen 2 very large men move so fast.
I don't know why someone would do something like that either. But
Oh, dude, we were in California.
to see him like that happen, and then be like, all right, now you got to do a live review of your Black Zarek, and just see him transform it. There'd be a little anger in there, so
Yeah, no
how
kidding.
delicate he would be.
Snap.
I'd leave the freaking room.
Oh, yeah, I would not want to be anywhere near him.
Oh, what was his name? Brandon, the guy that was helping out.
Brad.
Yeah.
Brad. He was like, scared the whole time. He was like, dude, I was scared.
He was
whenever-
like, Orson, just don't do
when
it.
he
We're
was
all gonna have
transforming
to
the thing.
Yep.
Yeah, and then after the coin thing. Yeah.
He was like, Orson,
know,
we're all going
Orson
to
was
have a
gonna
really
blow
bad
up.
time at the table tomorrow if you break that. He's like, oh no, it'll be fine. Seahorse the next day running a freaking sweatshop. Like all the guys at the Kicker booth.
All right, let's get into the topic from the Cybercast knockoffs. You guys buy them if you know, if it's to get a cheaper version of something. Would you do it, or would you just save up and get the authentic, or do you absolutely despise them, or you love them?
Well, first off, who's just cool with buying knockoffs anyway, like over the official? Chris, don't you buy some knockoff Masterpiece?
Yeah,
so
the Sideswipe and like the Prowl as well. It's like they're virtually the exact same quality. It's just like in Sideswipe, it's just the headlights, and that's basically it. And instead of paying like $70, I'm paying like $15-20, which is only an hour's wage for me. Like, you know.
Wow, I didn't know it was that cheap.
Yeah.
yeah, that must be over there because over here, like you'd have to do it online, and they'd be quite a bit more expensive. Like here, it's only like $25 difference, maybe. You know, if we order them online. So I don't know if that's something that they're massively produced over there. I mean, it is on your side of the world anyway.
Just buy them from eBay. I've never bought like a KO from like a company or anything.
Or yeah, from eBay. I mean, you're always looking around like $45-50 or $55 even, where it's cheaper than buying, the official release, but it's only a $25 difference, so you might as well pony up.
Yeah, I'm cheap. I'm tight. Because I see it's like if I
Understandable.
can get both for like 20-25, but it's like, well, I can either buy one like the official, or I can buy like two when I'm gonna be happy with like 2/1 kind of thing, and then I can put my money into other things and get more plastic, basically.
Yeah.
And you also kind of go into it like, I'm probably going to break this anyway, but at least I won't be so mad at myself. Instead, it's a knockoff.
Surprisingly, out of the official ones that like I've like legitimately like broke because I've just been like an idiot with them, I've never broken a knockoff. I've had knockoffs like the last 3 years, not one has ever
That's
broken.
ridiculous.
So
That's
just
weird.
saying, you know.
He treats knockoffs more delicately.
Dude, yeah. Maybe you need to just buy nothing but knockoffs.
All right. Anyone else?
As for me, I would probably just get it to get a cheaper version, but at the same time, I'm going to buy at least what?
Oh.
Okay.
What was that about, Dakota?
He's playing a video game.
Is it
Anyways,
What are you guys talking about?
You said something, Dakota.
Go
Would
ahead.
you buy a
Dalton.
knockoff? That's what we're...
anyways,
I must be like on freaking lag because that was. Yeah, go ahead, Dalton.
I'm gonna at least buy one version of the official, but like for Prowl here, I'd probably get Blue Streak and Smokescreen, the knockoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same with like the gold Sideswipe and like that blue Convoy that I've been wanting to get so I can get the powered Commander armor.
Yeah.
It's like the things like Red Alert. It's like same for like I was speaking to Dalton and Jay about earlier. It's like I've never really been into Red Alert, so it's like I don't want to pull and pay like full price for him. I don't know why I'm looking over there and what sites like, but yeah, I don't want to pay full price for him. It's like, well, if I really want it, just so I can be kind of a completist and get like the whole masterpiece kind of line, but it's like, I don't mind paying like 20 quid to get a KO of him and just put him there just for argument's sake sort of thing. But yeah, reason number 2.
Oh. All right. You want to weigh in on any of that, Dakota? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. All right, Dakota's gone. I mean, you guys want to talk about knockoffs? I mean, for me and I think Josh, we're like, we'll buy a knockoff if it's something that we can get for a cheaper price now and fiddle around with and not have to worry about fiddling around with like a $500, $600, $700 toy that, is just going to pretty much, you get it, goes on the shelf, and it's just gonna kind of sit there for a little bit and such. But here's a question I want to ask you guys. Dakota's back. There's two of them.
Oh, Alpha Tryon also said that he's missing Dakota's refrigerator tonight. So
Yeah, I'm missing the sunflowers. It usually brightens my Saturday. Darn it. And we can't hear you.
Aha. Stuff on KO still?
Oh, do you want to add anything to it? We can move
Yeah.
on.
When I started out collecting, when I was on a little bit of a, like, I guess less of a budget than I am now, I love knockoffs. But now that I'm like, I don't know, I guess into the more exclusives market, I hate knockoffs. They're like the freaking bane of my existence. You know, especially with, you know, like the box set that I just bought. You know, now I have to worry about knockoff Shatterglass Rodimus. You know, the first thing I did whenever I got that box set was take the Optimus Prime out and make sure it wasn't the one that had the like opaque with the small bits of clear windows, because that's how I would know it was a knockoff. So essentially, like nowadays, I don't know. I hate knockoffs for the older stuff that I'm looking for, but I think they're neat for some of the newer stuff, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
If it's just a blatant copy, I don't really care for it, but if it's something that's like, that could really work for that character sort of thing, like whoever took that Universe Onslaught and they're making Strika or Impact or someone out of it, it's a knockoff company. That to me is pretty neat. So it really just depends. Other than that, I really don't care for knockoffs.
Can you imagine a knockoff Randy?
Knockoff Randy that's better than the
How
original Randy.
bad that would actually be.
They would sell him for like 3 times more than what the regular Randy goes for. So you know if it's
Probably
the
just blow
expensive
it,
one.
just looking at it.
Yeah. If
That
you know
would
if,
be
if it's the expensive one, it's the knockoff.
It's actually a knockoff company to knock off like the GPS Transformers, make them better. Black Zarek, you know, Randy, pretty
That
much
wouldn't be a
anything
bad
from the
idea, actually.
90s. You know, Thunderclash, Pyro,
Orca.
yeah, Skyquake.
You know, Torca really isn't that bad. I think Torca is one of those. It depends on what portion of the states you were in, sort of thing. I think if you get one that was, you know, I think that's with most gold plastic too. Get them from a humid climate, Jesus. Get them from a humid climate. I don't think they're going to be too bad. I think it's that dry climate locations is where they really get screwed over. Just a
Yeah,
theory, because that's the same thing with the rubber, like the rubber hose on Shockwave, rubber treads on Beast Wars Rampage. Just my thoughts on that.
true. But if you live in a dry climate and you're buying it from someone who's not, it still doesn't matter. I mean,
Oh, dude, move to a humid climate and freaking hate the weather like the rest of us down here.
yeah. I'm gonna do that so I can have my Black Zarek. Okay, folks, let's get all into the U-Haul and let's just drive south and east.
Make sure that Black Zarek came from a very humid climate after it was manufactured and distributed.
Dad, why are you ripping us out of school? Why are we going? We gotta have Black Zarek. I'm not gonna take any chances living in the Pacific Northwest. We're going south. But okay. Switching gears real quick now to another topic. I guess we could dive into. I had a conversation with someone from the website MP Collector, and you know, the Soul Chigokin line makes great things. Bandai company, and a lot of their stuff is greatly detailed. You know, you get die cast, but you're also paying for it because it's, you know, it's expensive. You're looking at $200+ for most things. Now they're making a Gal Gaigar. Yeah, it's going to come out I think next year, and supposed to be pretty much in line with the Takara masterpiece. You know, X Kaiser, King X Kaiser, and Dragon Kaiser. It's going to be about, I think, I forgot how big, 10 inches, 12 inches, something like that. But
It's gonna be
now,
nice.
oh yeah, and it's transformable, so it's not going to be like their super robot
Oh,
Chigokins.
neato.
So
Yeah, it's gonna be a masterpiece style.
yeah, and it's better than the CMS because the CMS ones, even though they're supposed to be high grades, are very fragile and are, you know, I wouldn't even want to touch him. I have Gal Figar and I have him transformed, and he sits on the shelf, and I don't even want to look at him because he's so, um, just he's kind of like a Black Zarek. He's gonna just break, fall over.
And that's a house payment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're expensive. But I was kind of thinking, Bandai has this great line, Sola Chigoken stuff that, incorporates a lot of these great features, but you're paying for it now. I know Takara and Hasbro has the Masterpiece line, and we're all happy with it. But at times, I always feel like it's just a nice G1 chug line. I mean, essentially, you get ball joints, you get the nice, authentic cars, license and all that type of stuff, which is really cool. But would you guys pay for, maybe once, twice, 3 times a year a better, or do you think Takara will ever make a better product than the Masterpiece line? Incorporate maybe that die-cast rubber tires, something, and it maybe be a little bit more.
Like a premium line or something like that?
Yeah, in a way.
I think if they can find the market for it, if their higher ups think there may be a market for it, because man, that's what I miss. I miss rubber tires more than I miss freaking die cast or whatever else, But,
Well, it's also, I mean, how much more are you going to charge for this? Because at that point, it's that we're going to be coming out with die casts on these, figures. You look at Fans Toys Scoria, it comes with a crapload of die casts and chrome, and if the thing came with tires, it'd probably be rubber tires as well.
Yeah.
I'm echoing on Jay, but and it's at $200. So now you kind of got the Masterpiece now to where it's like 75 and like 170. They've kind of gone down from that $200 price point. I mean, what are you going to charge for those? Like 300?
Well, that's what the Sola Chigoken line is. They're expensive figures. And I was just.
But then the third party, the Masterpiece style third party. We're not talking like Fans Project or Make Toys or anything like that. But like Fans Toys, their Scoria is 200. And they're coming out with all the chrome, the light up weapons and light up features and the diecast, all that good stuff, and they're great looking. And they're at $200. I mean, that would probably be the first time maybe that the third party is like, wow, man, I want to save a little bit of money here, so I'm going to buy the third party, over the official. So I just don't know how that market could work, because they also do they do some kind of like little upgrade where they're doing the ulti-metal.
Sorry.
What?
What were you saying?
Nothing.
Oh, well, they're doing the ulti-metal, to where that thing is, isn't it like all die cast and you can take pieces off and look at the inner, but it doesn't transform. But the thing's over $1,000.
Yeah.
And that's not pre-order sold out. So I don't know how many they're making of that. It's officially released.
I was just thinking, I have some of the Sola Chigoken stuff, and I really do like it. Granted, you're going to pay the price for it. You're looking at $300, but I'm getting that die cast. I'm getting transformable, show accuracy type of characters. Now, I was just wondering if Takara, would think, hey, let's up the ante and give them what they kind of want, or if they don't want. I really don't care, but it would be kind of cool. I mean, if you're willing to pay $200 or a little bit more for an unofficial product, third party, or would you pay, let's say, for that type of equivalent from Takara, an official, and it will have the diecast, it will have all the little bells and whistles that, let's say Fans Toys gives us with their Dinobots, and you're paying an extra $50. Would you buy the official?
Oh yeah, I thought you were talking about like it being like $400, $500, $700.
No. I'm talking Solar Chigokin prices, which range from like 200 all the way up to maybe 350, but premium line
Yeah.
above, let's say, the Masterpiece. You know, that gives us that extra stuff because the Bandai Solar Chigokin line gives us the diecast, and they have a good price point, I think, for what you get. You get electronics, you get all that type of stuff. You get a stand, you know, you get great looking packaging. It's packaged well in this nice foam inserts usually and all that type of stuff. So
Foam.
I was just kind of curious if, you know, if Takara may think, hey, you know, maybe that would be a good way to kind of compete maybe with the third parties. We put out a bigger line that's, you know, maybe 1 or 2, 3 figures a year, but they're really nice quality. I don't know. Just thinking. I don't know. I just threw that out there because I like the idea that Bandai's doing, you know, Gal Geiger. And so we finally get something that can go with the Takara Masterpiece 2 figures that we have that they ended it and we'll never get anything back. And it's kind of nice, and they're transformable, and they fit well. I was just thinking maybe Takara, for like the G1 Masterpieces that they're doing, they may give us something in that higher price range with better stuff, better quality.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. It's not something I would rule out, and that may be why they took the Masterpiece line in the direction that it's going in now for that reason. You know, taking the die cast out of it, the rubber tires, you know, hell, even the chrome on some of them. So
I just feel at times that they're great products. I love the Masterpieces so much, but it's like, you know, when Sideswipe came out, he had a hell of a, you know, problems with paint, chipping, all that stuff. And it's like, this is a Masterpiece. Shouldn't have any issues. I mean, it should be small, not like what we've been seeing in. You want us to pay how much money and this, and I feel at times, you know, it's a nice G1 Chug figure. I finally got a G1 toy that I can pose, which is cool.
yeah.
And that's all. I was just kind of curious. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, you know, Dalton, would you buy, you know, you're kind of getting the Masterpiece, or you're in the Masterpiece, would you buy a little bit higher price product, better quality?
Yeah, I can see myself buying something a little bit more premium, like, you know, again, rubber tires on the vehicle, you know, regular vehicles for jets, chrome and diecast.
Or, yeah, even more accessory
Just
pieces,
full
too.
on, yeah.
So, I was just...
Yeah, I'd be down for
To
that.
kind of butt in with the comments here, Deke says, going back to the Hexatron issue, I didn't know there was an issue with me, but do you think this was in response to Clone Droid's knockoff? If people want a different head, they might as well get it from the real company. Alpha Tryon 92 also says, I think so. Plus, it's just about money. Let's milk the mold for what it's worth. More money in your pocket to buy more sunflowers to go on top of the fridge.
Yeah.
God, he will not let you. He will never let you live that down, Dakota. So
It's all about the money, but it's just
he's too
sad
busy playing his video game.
that Mastermind Creations is now releasing. I mean, I was so amped and ready when they said, hey, we're coming out with Hexatron, and hey, here's a mock-up of Great Shot and Shadow Maru. Oh, sweet. I mean, Shadow Maru would have been the first third-party Brave figure. No.
Yeah.
They went with the Shadow Emissary. Okay, all right, whatever. Maybe you had some leftover, you know, stuff. You want to repaint it, get it out of there, whatever. No, now they're, you know, doing all this other repurposing, and it's like, really? Come on. You're bringing back Hexatron. What happened to Great Shot? What happened to all these other figures or ideas? It's the same mold. It's just a little bit of tweaking. It's not going to take too much, but it's
You know what? even though I sold my Hexatron, um, well, here's a little something, because it's not my channel and I can, say what I want on other people's stuff. Guess what? Since mine's sold now, they're coming out with a Generations Hexatron or six shot. So
You're kidding.
there you go.
All right.
All right. Didn't hear it from me, but I can't say that on the Cybercast.
Did
Otherwise,
hear what from
losing
who?
context. Huh?
Didn't hear what from who?
Who?
Exactly. But as far as them doing a Shadow Maru with that mold, I'd buy that because, like I said, it would go on my Brave shelf. I'm never gonna get a masterpiece, whatever Brave figure. So that's one I would buy, and that's one that I would keep, even though I sold my Hexatron to beef up my masterpiece Brave shelf. So the other thing, as far as them, coming out with, I guess, what was it? Oh, the new faceplates and the chrome guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of fans kind of like sit back, and now they don't want to really buy the first one or the first release, because let's look back on the Dinobots that came out for the Bay films. They came out with all these crazy colors. They basically are like G2 Dinobots.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I really wanted the movie accurate, or I would really like some G1, but I like Dinobots, so I'll buy these. And then they come out with another update, and you're like, oh crap, man, that's a little bit closer to the movie accuracy, so I'll sell these off, and I'll get about half what I paid for them, and I'll buy those. And then a few months later, even more accurate ones with chrome on them, and now you got your G1s, and so you keep on having to sell. It's just like you want to go into the thing knowing that whenever I'm going to purchase this mold, and I want to know that I'm going to get exactly what I want, in the beginning, and that just doesn't happen anymore. Maybe you like this new one, or they always do this thing to where they come out with something, but on the second thing, they have some like exclusive piece to it. Like, wait, I was the first one to get this. Why can't I get the exclusive piece? Like, send it to me. But no, it's to get more people to buy it. So, I mean, it is a money thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's always just kind of irritated me. And that's to where I've kind of changed my collecting habits, to where even if I'm like, man, I really like that, but it's not exactly like the way I want it. I want something a little bit different. And eventually, it gets done. Whether it's third-party Hasbro Takara.
Yeah. It's like Toy World's Hegemon or such. They re-released that, but it's not coming with the stock, the mace and the sword, or something like that. It's the same thing with Hexatron. You can get this one. It has the nice chrome guns, but you don't get some of the other weapons or the comic. So it's like, which one's more important? You want the first release? You want this release? The only nice thing I like about it is if you missed out on the Hexatron and you don't want to spend an arm and a leg on eBay or something, you can get this one, which is really cool. But I still wish that they would destroy the mold if they're not going to use it for Great Shot or Shadow Maru, because it's getting old. But
I don't know why they don't make at least Great Shot.
yeah,
I mean, it would sell. It would sell. The Shadow Maru. It'll be a small market for it.
Yeah.
Some people would be like, who is this? But Great Shot would sell.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I don't know, but welcome back, Dakota. It's nice to have you on the Aftercast.
Yo, what's up?
Let's see here. Going back to the topic real quick, just to, Chris, what's your thoughts? Would you buy a little bit better line if you wanted, or would you just stick with the masterpiece that we have now?
I don't know, it depends on multiple things, like what I said. It's like, it depends on how much more money you're putting into it. It depends on what kind of an upgrade. For example, if it was Again, if it was a whole case of like die-cast plastic ties or rubber ties and stuff like that, then yeah, I would. But I don't know. I would want like an exclusive like accessory for it. You know, like Sideshow Collectibles, they like bring things out. Get the first run of it. It's like, oh, you get this, and you get a bonus thing with the whole Hot Toys or whatever Prime with Jetpack and Starscream and whatever. It's like if they did stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I would love to do that, but again, it all depends on money. But be interesting though. Obviously, you'd have to go out and say like, oh, it can only be done through like X amount, but would it actually sell? That's the thing. Would the fans back it?
Yeah.
So I answered Chris's, or what, I gave Chris's answer in the comments.
Okay. Well, I was just kind of curious if they would. I like what's going on with the masterpiece again. I just, time will tell. I mean, when we start getting other things and start venturing outside of, season 2. I mean, we are kind of, but, All right. Jay, you have anything to add? Anything?
Well, I wouldn't buy a better line. All I care about is transformation and looks. I don't care about rubber tires or chrome. None of that fancy, smanchy stuff.
He's a simple man.
I am a simple man, simple needs.
All right, cool. All right. It works. Okay, well, last topic. Well, maybe it's not, because this is just my curiosity question.
We can always talk about mask. So
we can, and we probably will. Every time we talk about mask, take a shot. We got to do.
We can just call it Maskcast.
Maskcast. There we go. But I think I mentioned this way back. I don't know. Maybe talked about, but DC has done it. Marvel Legends still does it. Build-A-Fig. Okay, we get Generations line deluxe size figures right now with comics, which is great. I like it. But what if they did a Build-A-Fig, like they did with the anniversary Beast Wars figures that you can create?
Oh, like Transmutate?
Yeah. But this time you're creating, let's say, a Quintesson.
Or Autobot Spike.
Autobot Spike, maybe Alligatorcon. Something, unique that's not like, because you can't make a Transformer that's going to, build a fig so it transforms and that's all. But something that is kind of unique, but it's to its own. Like Alligatorcon, a Quintesson, so each pack comes with one of the faces, maybe one comes with the body, all that type of stuff. Or Autobot Spike.
Then do something that's like loads of parts, or and you make your own?
Well, Marvel Legends does, like, they take a figure and they break it apart. Like, one figure comes with the chest, arms, head, legs, and they could do that with Transformers with, whatever.
In theory, it would have to be a non-transforming toy, or a character, rather, just to make it...
No, I mean, you could take the ball joints off. Because they're all coming out with ball joints at the hips and at the legs and the arms.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'd rather have like a glorified Action Master than, the one that I put together than, a transforming robot that maybe has to take hits because of where they have to separate to get an equal price point for all of them, per case ratio and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All fancy stuff.
But would you buy one? Would it be cool if they did Autobot Spike, though? In a Build-A-Fig type of...
Yes. Yes, I love that idea, and I love the Quintesson thing as well. The only thing that I would have a problem with is the way they're doing the Generations line. I don't want to have to buy some Beast Wars figure just so I can make the guy have his right arm or something.
Just give the Beast Wars toy to me, and you got it. See, that way I don't have to buy the Beast Wars toy for an Autobot Spike part.
All right. So,
problem solved. Yeah.
I mean, you're always going to get figures that you don't want. I saw that in each line, whether it's DC Classics back in the day or Marvel Legends now. It's like, oh, really? I have to have that? But I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to do that. I mean, we really haven't got a Quintesson except from, what, Cybertron? Energon, I think?
Yeah, we got Alpha Q.
Yeah. and we've never, gotten Autobot Spike or Alligatorcon or something, unique. Or maybe you could recreate the Prime. What was that one that Megatron was rebuilding New York City, and he uses Prime's arm as his cannon gun on the tower, and he, that was the Alligatorcon, all that type of stuff. You could, recreate that or something. I don't know, but I just thought it would be kind of interesting.
Fans Project, whenever they come out with their Skull Cruncher, they're going to be doing the repaint of the Alligatorcon.
Cool, sweet. That would be nice.
Oh, I think that's public knowledge. I don't know if that was.
I think it was because there was a picture shown way
Okay.
That
back.
was like one of the first pictures they showed of it.
Okay, yeah, I get confused sometimes. So yeah, so public knowledge. No, there you go.
All right, and
I'm excited about that.
you guys want to weigh in on that topic, or you want to go right to the last thing? Because I've had questions about this. So, Chris, Jay, Dalton, you got anything to? Would you build a fig?
I would
If it was a
definitely buy it.
unique enough character, like Autobot Spike or Quintesson, yeah. Now, if it was something like, just a regular Bonebee thing in the helmet, I would.
No. Or like build Marissa Fairborn,
If
or
it-
some
if it
weird
was-
human character.
If it was something that was truly unique, then yes.
Truly unique.
Well,
Truly
you know,
outrageous.
Build him in
Like-
Chip in his wheelchair. They could use Professor X as
No,
the
no,
base.
no. Basically, yes, what we're saying, Autobot Spike, Quintessons, the Alicons on Quintess or whatever,
Yeah.
even a random Junkion that doesn't transform.
Everybody
Something
random
unique.
junk
Can't
in
be
that
something really common that's been done
Or rung.
times.
There you go.
Rack and ruin.
Yeah.
I'd be definitely into it because it's like Transformers meets Lego. Is you got your own kind of creation into it as well.
They have that.
and-
It's called Creo. Creo, whatever.
Yeah, but I couldn't really give rats about Creo, to be honest. Lego's the only one for me.
Except that Creo's making the Terradrome, and I want that.
The what?
That's so bad. Oh, they're making they do the G.I. Joe line, and they're supposedly be
Oh.
making the Terradrome. I want that. It's so good. But,
What is that?
Terradrome?
Obviously, we don't have G.I. Joe over here, so...
oh my god. I'm booting your ass. Oh man, you're off the show.
Well, we've got Action Man. Why they changed, I don't know, but...
The Terradrome was the base for, was the base for Cobra on Cobra Island. So, there you go. Nice little,
Okay.
cylinder-looking battle playset with a fire bat in the middle, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, and Weasel, I believe, is the pilot. That thing was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, it's really nice. Watch G.I. Joe the movie,
Now-
you'll see it in there. Sergeant Slaughter and his Marauders infiltrated with Lieutenant Falcon. Oh, glorious. Don Johnson, Lieutenant Falcon. So you guys would do, okay, so build a fig could work. So Hasbro, get on that, because I don't think Takara would do that. Hasbro would do that. Build your own masterpiece figure.
Any little gimmicky thing that they can do to, be some type of new thing for the year, Hasbro will get on board with.
Yeah. Would be nice.
Jim,
Especially if it's not.
why aren't we working at Hasbro and like just giving them all these ideas?
Because I don't
They
know.
won't hire us.
They won't return my calls.
Yeah, they're like, we don't like any of those. We're trying to figure out how we can like market mech tech weapons back into the
If your ideas are too cool and you know how to design toys, then Hasbro is not the company for you to work for.
Like, we're not contacting that James guy. He talks really bad about Mattel, and I don't want him getting on board with us on Hasbro and everything else. But last topic, and then we can talk about other stuff. I've had people ask me, and it goes for all of you guys, and I mean, I know some of the answers to this, but displaying your collection. Now, it doesn't matter if like it's DTOF shelving and all that type of stuff. It's how do you display it on the shelf? Do you display it in factions? Do you display it in series? Like, you have Generations line, you have your G1 over here, or do you have them in factions of Autobots, Decepticons, Predacons, Maximals? Do you have them in, they're all Rodimuses in one area? I mean,
Bigger ones in the back, smaller ones in the front.
all right.
just good physics, good wholesome physics. It depends on like character shelves, because like some of you may or may not be aware, I did kind of just get rid of my Fans Project Rodimus, and I have a Rodimus shelf, but it's like he's getting replaced with the Cloud Rodimus. So it depends on the character, really. I mean, it's like does that character, back whenever I had a classic shelf, I would put the Reveal the Shield Rodimus on the classic shelf, while the Fans Project Rodimus stayed on the Rodimus shelf. Eventually, they both kind of made the trip to the Rodimus shelf because I stopped collecting classics. But I don't know. That's how I do it.
Well, and you keep things in like BotCon. You segregate everything, right? If BotCon 06 is going to be a BotCon 06, on a shelf together, or you scatter them throughout.
I'll put it to these way. I have like, it depends on the theme. Like, so 08 and 12, 08's right above my 12 shelf.
So shattered glass.
Yeah, but it's shattered glass, somewhat kind of classic too. But then I have like Machine Wars, and for whatever freaking stupid reason, the 2009 set next to each other, and then I have like all my 3H stuff directly behind me, and then I have the 06 set, and it's clumped together with most of my Beast Wars stuff, including my 14 set, which is clumped together with my Beast Wars stuff as well. So I don't quite have a solid theme going yet with the BotCon sets, but I'll worry about that when I get them all.
Okay.
So I wanted to bring up something that I'm looking at this, reissue of the Hexatron.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a little bit more different than the original. It looks like they're going more G1 with it, especially whenever you look at the head. But if you also look at the chest wings, on the inside, they're different as well. It's where it's giving it more of a G1 vibe than them trying to be their own.
Mm. Yeah, kind of.
Because the other ones were kind of more skinny, long, sharp look, where these are a little bit more thick and there's some paint on the inside and stuff. So there's a couple of little subtle differences here and there that I'm noticing.
Looks better too.
What's up?
The purple looks a little bit better too. It's like a deeper purple.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, there's a few things they changed. Looks like on the wheels, the inner wheels are chrome.
Mm.
So it's something that I just saw them started to pop up. So it's something we'll share on next week's Cybercast. But
cool. So the rest of you guys.
Well, how I've always sorted out my shelf is I've always put like the Autobots on the left and the Decepticons on the right, because there's always been like, I imagine them, if they was to go into a battle, the higher officer is like the higher ranking people are always on the right side, so like the lower like crappy people are always on the left. That's the way I see it. Obviously simple physics, big and ugly ones at the back, well, ugly probably chuck somewhere else, but that's how I've always done it. But then again, I do it in like a kind of timeline, so you've got like G1 and then building up and up and up, and like the top shelf is like the most current, and then like on my very top shelf is like on top of my actual like cabinet or whatever you want to call it. I just put like just some boxes on there that I've got boxed basically, and I haven't opened them, like my G1 Optimus Prime, well, it's not G1, he's the reissue of it, and two random what was it? It's the Fallen and Skids and... No, not Skids. What's his name? The little remote control car guy, the Revenge of the Fallen.
Wheelie?
Yeah, that's the one. I think it's like Skids? No. But I've only got them just because I won them in some competition. I was just like, oh, okay, and the sign. So I was like, I'll keep them there. But that's generally how I set mine as well. So then I have like another shelf where it's like I've got like my Masterpiece shelf, and some things on there is not necessarily Masterpiece, like The one limb I've still got of Hercules Devastator, that's still on it because it's like there's nothing else better than that out there. So it's like, well, in my opinion, so I use him as the masterpiece stand-in until Hasbro eventually gets on it, or Takara, whoever, don't really care as long as it's done. But yeah.
I have a quick question. Has your dog ever gotten into your collection? Curious.
Yeah, she brought down Sideswipe the other day.
All right, cool. I just wondered.
And I was showing Jay, what was it, yesterday or the day before,
Things
but
unseen that I do not want to see again.
it was so awkward, I know. I'll tell you guys after the show. But it was basically, I was bringing the camera out because like, right, I'll just show you like my setup, but how I was bringing the camera out and angling it, it was like a very slow from next shot down, and I wasn't even looking. I was just like, just trying to aim the
I was like,
camera.
no, Chris, no.
My
no.
eye. But yeah, she brought him down, and I was gonna do some work on it anyway. So I was just like, okay, yes, as long as he didn't bite it. But yeah,
All right, cool. All right.
otherwise it would have been a chewy toy. I always panic when she goes in my room. My heart just stops.
As for me, right now I've got them separated, faction by faction on a single shelf, except for, these two bookcases right here, or dressers. I usually have them facing faction to faction, going from, say, for my Chug collection, from Season 1 inward to Season 3.
Now I have a question for you guys.
So,
If you separate them, Autobots and Decepticons, do you put the Autobots on the left or the right, and vice versa?
Bad guys on the left, good guys on the right, because
Okay.
the whole Shattered Glass thing factors in for me. Then there's the Wrecker Shelf, and they're all good guys. So
they're all lying there, dead.
yeah, they're all. I take all of them apart, and some pieces I just break apart and then burn. I've bought so many Mech Ideas top spinning twin twists. It's not even funny.
He can't break his figures properly, so he gives it to an expert.
Send them to
Right,
Chris.
yeah.
I'm still waiting for him to come back.
He sends them back in like so many pieces.
They're not broken.
Thank you so much. They're not broken enough.
Can you just imagine, like, if Chris's job was like a toy tester? Like, we'd never get figures. Could be like, these things keep on breaking. They're not gonna hold up.
But when we do, they're like just steel. It's like you just
All
hold the
we
test of
get
time.
is all die-cast figures.
But we can't transform it because it's metal. But it won't break.
Man. Weapons of mass destruction Chris is creating with toys.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I'm sorry.
No,
Are we
go
still on
for
the
it.
same question? Oh,
Well,
okay.
I mean, if everyone else wants to, say how they display their stuff. I mean,
I was waiting for everyone to go, and then I was gonna go at the end, but I display G1s on the same shelf, but I put my Decepticons. They're actually on a few shelves, but they're all Decepticons on that shelf. The Autobots are all Autobots on that shelf, and I do the whole big to small, going in front. But I also try to divide it. I'm about to change some stuff up. It all has to work with, because I have just my room like James has. This is the room that I have and the shelves that I have and the bookcases or whatever, and I've got to fit it in to where this is this size of a collection and this is the shelf space. Well, that would fit with that shelf space, and that's where it goes. Like, I'm about to move my animated over here and move my Brave over there just because there's no more room for the Brave. I can't put that Cincho Barbosa over there. There's just no room. So I'm about to have to change them up a little bit. But I also try to break stuff up. Like, I'm not going to put my Decepticons or any type of Transformer and then on the next shelf that kind of connects to each other, I'm not going to put Brave there because I don't want it to look like, oh, these are just like... If one of my friends came over that's not a huge Transformer fan, I mean, they see the movies or they take the kids to see them, or they know who Optimus Prime is, that's basically the their knowledge of Transformers. They remember them when they were kids, but I don't want them to be like, oh, so these are all the Decepticons, because they recognize the Megatron and just kind of all them. I don't want to have to be like, well, up until that right there, these are Brave, or these are this. So it's like Decepticon, Starcom, Decepticon, Star Wars, NECA, Gundam, Air Raiders. Like nothing is like too close together. I didn't even want to put Starcom and Air Raiders together because they're too similar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I break that up. But if it's the space dictates it, I guess, the most.
Yeah.
Like my Ninja Turtles have just like in the past few months have just like blown off that shelf to where they're like they're running figures off. There's so many of them now, and I haven't even like opened the box for the playset yet. I'm still waiting to get an area set up and get all that done with the blimp. Like the blimp is just sitting on the floor. I showed a picture on Instagram where I was like, yeah, this is my floor, like all over right now.
Yeah.
Until I, move some stuff out. It's just crowded.
Jay, how do you display your stuff besides small in front, large in back? Jay. Fine, I'm booting you.
All right. He said that was it. He's a simple man.
Man, and I'm not even going to answer that question because it's beneath me. How's it
See,
going,
as far as
I already answered that question.
What?
small in front, large in the back, or whatever, it depends. Like, if the character is the kind of character that's like, hell no, I ain't gonna go to the back. That shelf is for, or that space is for weak characters. Then, yeah, that character goes to the front. So I just kind of think about it.
Okay.
Like Megatrons, no matter how big that Megatron is, he's gonna be at the front because, man, he calls shots. Okay.
There you go. Right on.
It's random, but I want to get a 3D printer so I can make like little baby 6 shots.
Oh God.
All over the place.
And that's how
And
Josh
get like a
feels.
Kickstarter.
Man.
And get like a little Kickstarter and make like these baby Transformer guys.
All right.
I think that
Torrance.
would be awesome.
How you
Thank you
doing?
for having pretty good. And you, sorry about being so late, fellas. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you hear you.
Okay. Man, my laptop, my regular rig went kaput. Well, it didn't go kaput. Anybody here use Windows 8?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, you know when you
I think
you
I'm
know
still
when
on
you-
7.
hey, you're
I
not
didn't
missing
even know there was
anything.
I didn't even know there was an 8. So
You're not missing anything. Trust me, it's more trouble than it's worth if you don't have a touch screen.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. You know the part where you sign in and then the apps pop up at the Metro screen? Well, I actually counted that problem where it keeps popping up, where the Explorer keeps trying to load itself.
Mm.
So, yeah, I had to go see the Geek Squad. Damn it.
That sucks.
Yeah. So right now I'm using an older computer that is running Windows XP.
Right on. That works.
no 95.
Yeah.
Right on.
It's
That's fine. Anything's better than Vista.
But,
Dude, that's probably what Charles' problem is. He's running like Windows 95 or something.
For
Got
what I
1
remember, it was
gigabyte.
kind of
They made Chrome
it was kind of
95
a stable.
What?
It
I
was
said they
kind of a
made Chrome
stable-
95. Oh, my bad.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I can't remember what I was going to say, to be honest with you.
You ever say they made Chrome Google Chrome 95 compatible?
Oh, okay.
That's incredible. I didn't know that.
I haven't.
But
else.
oh really?
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm freaking like screwing you over so bad. I'm so sorry.
Well, no. It's probably because this computer is like really, really slow. I've pretty much been wrestling with it for like the past 2 hours.
Charles
No,
is like,
he just likes to wait until you're about to say something, and then he likes to interrupt.
He's just waiting, watching.
He waits for you to be like, and then he just starts talking. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we just started talking." Like, you go ahead. All right, so like I was saying, and then he starts talking again. I mean, That's Dakota, man. That's our boy Dakota. So.
Well,
Yeah, dude.
the question for you, Torrance, if you want to answer it, is how do you display your Transformers, your Transformers line? Do you
Okay, I
display
have the
them in
auto.
series, factions, types, um, robot mode, alt modes? No.
Robot mode, kind of sort of trying to emulate the scene from IDW when all the Amorites come in.
There we
So I
go.
pretty much have, yeah, I pretty much have the Autobots on the left and the Decepticons on the right. I wish I could swivel my camera around that you could see them, but they're pretty much got their backs up against the wall, all guns out, you know.
Nice. Turn it on. If you guys had the room, would you display them like in an action sequence, action pose, all that type of stuff?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I already am.
I do with the BotCon stuff, all the BotCon stuff.
I've already got them all posing.
I do it with my G1s too. I mean, they're all like in these
They're all
crazy poses.
Their guns up.
Their guns are like lifted. So,
That's it.
dude, I got their arms all in these crazy poses, like straight up. So,
And they're
The
kind of like
legs.
they're in a walking pose. Not really, but they're
Well,
turned
well,
at least.
I
Facing each other.
mean, they're just standing straight up, but they think they're in a walking pose. So, I mean, just posing them like crazy, you know. Love it.
It is. They are.
G1?
Love what we can do with them. G1 for life. That's
Yeah.
right.
You don't even need Ultra Magnus to walk. He's got a built-in Segway.
Yeah.
He does.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's true. Cool. All right. For me, I just display them in their series. So if I have Armada, that's where they're going to go. Whether it's Decepticons, on one side, I have to segregate them. I don't want to mix them up there and all that. But Chug in one area, Animated is in an area, Beast Wars movie, G1 Japanese. When I get into G1 Japanese, I segregate them into Headmasters, Super God Master Force, Victory, Zone, Battle Stars, Operation Combination, all that type of crap. And then Star Wars, I'm just like Josh, I don't want them to intermix, like Star Wars getting onto the shelf with like Transformers or Brave next to, Marvel Legends, or I have all my Turtles on one little end cap, and then I have them down below on the bookcase too, of all like the
Like you're not gonna
classic
put
stuff.
Star Wars and GI Joe next to each other.
No,
because,
they're not going to share the
they
page
look
with each other and all that.
Yeah, because they mix
Yeah.
too easily. But you could put like if you had two shelves together, Star Wars on one and Transformers on the other, then you'd be like, okay, any idiot can walk into your room and be like, that's where Transformers ends and that's where Star Wars begins. So.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
not
Transformers takes over quite a bit of my room. It's on one side of the wall, another side of the wall, another part, and it's all over. I can't get them in one distinct spot because some of them they're just too tall and such. And then I have like Master of the Universe in there, and but
That is unfortunate.
and then Mask. Mask unfortunately is on the bottom on the floor, and then I have Ghostbusters in the closet, tucked away in the corner. Unfortunately,
God.
with my wrestling figs.
Wow.
And then Power Rangers is tucked in there too, so oh well, it works. They're all happy. At least they're out of boxes. You can see the light again. But okay, so any other stuff you guys want to talk about? Open forum. Get it out. Let's do it.
I got one.
Let me check the comments real quick.
We lost Chris.
Looks like some people just talking about the Gal Gaigar release.
Mm.
Seems a couple of people were excited about it. Pokey King 190 and BVZ
XA3.
XA3. God, it's just it's the hardest combination of letters that you never use, and I try to. Then I'm like, what is that letter called again? So,
Going through the alphabet, going, okay, I'm gonna reach it. Oh yes, that's what it is.
Yeah. So, his like screen name or username or whatever is basically a combination of like a cop pulling you over and say the alphabet backwards. You know, like you got V in there, X in there, V in there. You know, so
Gosh.
yeah. I
So,
can say that he knows I love him. So
anything else? Dalton, you gonna say something?
Yes. I really like the design that they've come up with. Well, as far as the color scheme for the Stealth Assassin for Mastermind Creations, that just I know it's pretty obvious, but it's definitely Nightbird. I mean, just give us a new head.
True.
Wait, what? Okay, because I haven't been on the computer all day. Could you repeat that? You said Nightbird?
No. You're gonna have to go watch the Cybercast, my friend.
I know. I will. I'm wondering if I do better watching it on my phone because this computer is kind of.
That's the only time I'll watch YouTube is on my phone.
I will definitely check out the Cybercast.
But they're coming out with a Shadow Assassin, basically Mastermind Creations, Zoya, basically their RC figure, where it's black, gray, purple, silver.
Oh.
But it's a limited thing. I think there was only like 500 or 200 or something like that. It's very small. And it was the Singapore Toy Show exclusive. Came with the packaging and everything, and it looks really, really hot, man. It's awesome, and that's what we were talking about. I was like, well, you know, Hasbro and Mastermind Creations. I mean, just use that RC mold. We're fine with it, because she doesn't transform in the cartoon, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Put a Nightbird, head sculpt on there. Give her like a ton of weapons because she's using all types of stuff, size, her laser or lightsaber, I guess you could say. Is her sword and her ninja stars and they look like jacks. Dalton, basically what jacks are is they
I know what jacks are.
They bounce the ball.
I know what jacks are.
Okay, but that, when she threw those, so all these little accessories, I think that they could really make that Nightbird really cool. So whoever wanted to make it, but that's so far that's kind of the closest thing we've got, except for the Impossible Toys that did theirs back in 2010. But I used to have that and I sold it, and the thing is fragile. But it was 2010, and it was also Impossible Toys. So
okay, yeah, I remember that.
That also really like in their Titanica, which is there's not Strika, and then they're not Kaon or Arcanus or Anarchist or whatever they're calling them.
That other guy that we saw with Impactor and Nova Prime.
Yeah.
Is it Turmoil?
No, it's Kaon.
Kaon, okay.
He's
don't tell him anything. Make him watch the Cybercast.
Okay, I'm gonna watch the Cybercast. I'm gonna try to. Wish me luck on this computer right here. Yeah.
It's all good. We lost Dakota. We're just losing people like crazy. Chris is gone. Dakota's gone. What?
I was just gonna say, I even like the Shattered Glass color scheme of their Make Toys. What's
Strafe.
Strafe, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Making him look like G1 Cutthroat.
Yeah, that's pretty
I wonder
interesting.
if that was their intention, or I'm really confused about this. It just kind of came out of nowhere, to where it was like, here's some exclusive that you can only pick up on, our website. And I'm like, when I first saw the robot mode, I was like, is this just Cutthroat for, their next thing is Abominus, but it was just like, nope, it's Strafe, and Cutthroat's, colors. Yeah, or they call them something else because I don't think that Cutthroat's appropriate for kids now. Like as much as like more violent it's gotten now than it was in 1986. Cutthroat, the name is no longer appropriate though. But like there's like cussing and blood and violence and on just regular programming. It doesn't make sense, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
But I did
Sound by
see something
moms.
on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw one of the posts on the Facebook page of one of those MMC robots.
oh, okay, one of the four. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go. All right. Anything else, or want to kind of end it because we've been going for at least an hour and a half, which is pretty good.
We
All
can
right,
end it.
and then we
Your
can
choice.
talk afterwards a little bit. So, all right. Well, we'll just end it there. So, thanks for all the live viewers. Really do appreciate it again. Again, we're here next week, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you guys want to say your goodbyes to everyone, we'll start off with Dakota. Dakota. Oh, man.
He was waiting for Charles to go first.
Well, you can find Dakota Primal Sabbath everywhere. So, Dalton, you're up.
And Dalton, you can find me on YouTube at Daltonians TFs, and same with Twitter.
All right. Jay, you're muted. So I'm just going to say they can find you at Nemesis Jazz 13 on Twitter. Josh.
You can find me on G1 Hextron at YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And my Facebook page is the G1 Hextron. And I also have a Cybercast talk show or podcast, video podcast. And that is on my channel every Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And it features co-host James, Victory Saber 77.
And Torrance.
You can find me on Trent5 at Facebook and Trent5 at Twitter.
And I am James, your host, Victory Saber 77. And we do have a website, cybercastnetwork.com, if you want to check it out. You got a lot of Beast Wars stuff, Brave stuff. You have to be a member to see all of it, but membership's free. Just create a name and password. That's it. So, everyone's being muted. But that's
I'm
it. So
trying to
thanks.
find out where that background noise is coming from. It sounds like someone's in a wind tunnel.
Yeah, I don't know. But thanks for watching, guys. Really do appreciate it. And we will see you next week. Have a good one.